not solitary. It is week. Let me look. I forgot. Whatever. This week we are covering tricks to hide your craft if you're still in the closet. The broom closet, that is. So it is not terribly difficult. Say, for example, you want to set up an altar. A lot of people use candles. Candles are very mundane, so you can have those out on a dresser or a nightstand or a table somewhere, and people aren't going to question, why do you have candles there? Because pretty much everybody has candles in their house. Now, there might be things like thanes or wands that are very clearly wands. Those type of things can be easily put into drawers or hidden under things, or you can show off your thane and just be like, you've collected it. It's a collection of knives or swords or whatever. Like my husband and I have a bunch of swords hanging on our wall, so if we wanted to put it in a thane of, it would not be questioned at all. You can also not necessarily have any obvious things like a thanes or wands, but when you want to do something, you can use a butter knife, a kitchen knife of some sort, or, and as I said, candles are pretty much anywhere, so that's easy enough to get and have out and about. But you could also have a twig if you're wanting to call corners and want wood, and then you can just toss it out or put it in the fireplace or something when you're done. Water is pretty easy. You can have a cup of water. Now, if say you have a cauldron, be it big or small, you can hide it in the kitchen and people are not going to question, because I'm assuming it would probably be cast iron. They're not going to question cast iron implement that is actually used for cooking usually. Now, if you are in the broom closet in a home where, and this is particular for minors, if it would put you at risk of harm or incredible amounts of stress that is mentally harming, personally, I would say avoid it. Avoid doing anything at home if you can. And if you really feel you need to do rituals and whatnot, use those mundane things and do things very quietly in your room with the door shut, locked if you can, and clean up after yourself. Incense is so-so. A lot of people use it that aren't witches, but maybe instead of using incense, use essential oils, because they can still give you that ambience, the smell. There's essential oil for every smell in the world, it seems like. Now, with jewelry, of course, if you're wearing a necklace, you can always hide it under. Gotta be careful doing that. You can hide it under your shirt. But if you're wearing something like earrings or rings, it's much harder to hide. So now, if you want to wear something that is less obvious, like a pentacle, you can always wear something like the Tree of Life. Some people may just see it as just a tree. Or, I don't know, if you want to have the elements, you can find the like scientific symbols, which are triangles, and wear that as jewelry, instead of, I don't know, whatever else that might be more obvious. just an idea. And if someone asks, be like, well, these are the elements, scientific elements, you know. What else is there that you can do? Clothing, of course, that can be just dependent. Like if you want to wear a cloak, you can, I would assume you would be able to get away with wearing it for Halloween and just keep it and just be like, oh, that's just a Halloween costume. I'm keeping it for any future costumes, and then of course bring it out when you have privacy. But say, like, if you want to wear a t-shirt with a big ass pentagram on it, it's going to be very obvious. So I would again avoid doing anything if you're at risk of harm or anything like that in your household. Also, oh, excuse me, if you can't or don't want to do anything in the house and you live near a park, or if you have like wild wilderness in your backyard, like I do, I have like a bit of a forest in the backyard, I could very easily have a like waterproof bag or a box or whatever and go hide it in the backyard under like a log or under stones or something like that if you want to hide stuff. But again, you gotta keep in mind where you live and how the elements might affect what you put in there. So like having a tarot deck in there, probably a bad idea unless it's like super ziplocked, but even then, heat and yeah. Now with books, here's a trick. Change the cover of the book. The cover that not the hard cover, but the what the dust cover. There we go. You can always put that over a witchy book. It's like, I don't know. I was going to say the Bible, but as far as I know, they don't have dust covers. But say like, I don't know, a dictionary or just a mundane normal book, and find one that fits appropriately, and you can hide a book in that way. Crystals are pretty mundane. A lot of people have them lying around because they're pretty, and don't use any metaphysical stuff to, you know, just use it. So those things you could probably leave out and just be like, they're sun catchers. They're pretty in the light. Especially if you're female, that's a little bit more easy to get away with than males. But so those are just some really mundane, basic ideas for some tricks you can hide your practice and hide your witchy stuff. But like I said, always be mindful of where you live. If you live on your own and you're just hiding it from certain guests, it's easy enough just to and put it in a closet or in your bedroom where they're not allowed or whatever, in a drawer. So be safe, and if you have any questions, let me know and I'll talk to you later. Bye.